Welcome to Post Antelope Baseball, a Post Sports Radio special presentation live and free on YouTube. This broadcast is made possible by Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank member FDIC, Post Family Dentistry, small town values, state-of-the-art care, the Garcia family, supporting the Antelopes and the Lady Lopes, Carson Construction, a contractor who does every part of the job, the Post Baseball Academy and Post Little League, KSSL Radio, playing the greatest country music ever recorded, the Post Area Chamber of Commerce, serving Post in all of Garza County, Sophisticut Salon of Post, your hometown full-service hair and nail salon, Antelope Wash and Dry, make your laundromat experience a home run, Judge Lee and Marsha Norman, supporting what's good for Post in Garza County, Post Family Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, and alterations. And now here's the Happy State Bank pregame show on Post Sports Radio.
Thank you, Russ Morris. Welcome to Post High School Baseball with the Antelopes against Smyer High School. I'm Jim Plummer with the play-by-play for today's game. Russ Morris will keep the scorebook and that commentary. Video of this event is live and will be available for on-demand viewing shortly after the game on Post Sports Radio's YouTube channel. It is Tuesday, March 24th, 2026, and we are live from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park in Post, Texas. It is game number 5 of the District 4 2A season, and the Antelopes are coming off a loss, actually 2 of them, on March 16th at Ropes in a doubleheader, and now have a season record of 8-6-2. District record is 0-4. Post is under the direction of second-year head coach Israel De Leon, who is assisted by Jordan Aguilar. The Bobcats of Smyer comes into this game with a 3-10 season record, and it's 0-4 in district as well. The head coach is Jerry Lawrence, who is assisted by Mike Schapp, along with Blaine Allen. Let's go ahead and give thanks and prayer. Russ, would you pray for us?
Yes, sir. Father God, we thank you for a wonderful week that you've given us, Lord. Thank you for all that you've done, everything that you'll continue to do. I ask that you keep everybody safe on the field, players, coaches, officials, and keep everybody up here in the stands as well as us in the box safe. No matter what happens tonight, we do everything according to your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Russ. When we come back, we'll have the Post ISD report. When the Happy State Bank pregame show continues on Post Sports Radio, we are live and free on YouTube.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marsha Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marsha Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
My name is Sochi Anderton. I'm a dentist here at Post Family Dentistry. This clinic is a huge example of providing fancy dental care here in Post, Texas, because the residents of Post in these smaller communities, they deserve that same quality of care. We've expanded from 3 chairs now to 6 chairs at this new location. We are very proud here at Post Family Dentistry of our small town values combined with state-of-the-art care.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Russ Morris, and this is the Post ISD Report. The school district is officially back at school after spring break. Scholarship deadlines are quickly approaching. Local scholarship applications are due by Monday, April 27th. If your senior hasn't yet started applying for scholarships, now is the time. Wednesday, April Fools, is the senior drive-through. Senior students will drive by in front of the high school to receive goodies and encouragement, and they will also pick up their cap and gown. That is not an April Fool. This will mark the beginning of the final stretch towards graduation. If you would like to donate any goodies for our seniors, there are 56 of them. This is always fun and meaningful event, and we hope to see you there to celebrate the class of 2026. The Post High School Prom for 2026 is set for April 18th, and this year's theme is The Great Gatsby. It will be at the Post Community Center. The doors will open at 7 p.m. Get the info you need on the Post ISD Facebook page. The pre-K and kindergarten roundup for the 26-27 school year is set for Monday, May 4th from 5:30 to 6:30. Detailed information is on the Post ISD Facebook page. On Friday, March 27th, Daniel Young, Raiden Osborne, Olegario Gomez, and Jonah Pequeño will compete in Abilene for the state powerlifting meet at the Taylor County Expo. Today, the Lady Lopes are taking on Seagraves, and we will track that game as the Post softballers are trying to maintain an undefeated district record by improving to 4-0. On Thursday, March 26th, Bull Gold and Lady Lope Track will compete at the Lubbock Trinity Christian Lion Relays. On Saturday, we will follow the Lady Lopes to number 20 Sundown as they face the defending state champs, the Ruffettes. The stream on PSR's YouTube channel will start at 11:45 a.m. This has been the Post ISD Report. I'm Russ Morris. Stay tuned for more of the Happy State Bank pregame show.
My name is Sochi Anderton. I'm a dentist here at Post Family Dentistry. This clinic is a huge example of providing fancy dental care here in Post, Texas, because the residents of Post in these smaller communities, they deserve that same quality of care. We've expanded from 3 chairs now to 6 chairs at this new location. We are very proud here at Post Family Dentistry of our small town values combined with state-of-the-art care.
Are you looking for a contractor who does every part of the job? Then give Carson Construction a call at 806-626-3811. Greg Carson and his crew do new construction, remodeling, demolition, and concrete work from the planning stage to the project completion. Also, if you are doing a DIY project, you can rent a roll-off dumpster. Carson drops it off and picks it up. Plan now for your next project and call the guys who build a lasting relationship with each customer. Carson Construction. Find them on Facebook or call 806-626-3811.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is the Happy State Bank pregame show on Post Sports Radio. We are live and free on YouTube tonight. It's a Post High School baseball broadcast live from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park, where Post High School takes on the Smyer Bobcats. I'm Jim Plummer doing the play-by-play. Russ will be handling the books, which is very important. We know exactly what's going on throughout the game, and also adding the commentary. Last time these two varsity teams met was last March, if I'm not mistaken. Smyer won both of those district games. Scores were 10-6, which we should have won that first one, and then 8-4 in the second. So there you go. Let's take a look at the District 4-2A standings as we know them today. Russ?
Well, tied atop of the standings in first place is both Ropes and New Home, which should be no surprise to anybody. They both have a 4-0 district record. In third place is the Tahoka Bulldogs at 3-1, followed by the Morton Indians at 2-1, which I think is the biggest shocker. The Sundown Roughnecks are in fifth with a 1-2 district record. Seagraves in sixth at 1-3, and then rounding out the bottom of the district is Post and Smyer, both at 0-4. And just taking a gander at the standings right now, continuously, we're already in must-win territory already, because the winner of this game will move to 1-4 and will still be within earshot of fourth and fifth place in the district, while the loser will fall to 0-5 and will have a major hole to climb out of.
Okay, Russ. Hey, we'll be right back with tonight's starters and the first pitch on the home of the Bold Gold, Post Sports Radio, live and free on YouTube.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple, it's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
Take a break and let Post Family Cleaners take care of the laundry. Family Cleaners is Post Hometown Laundry and Dry Cleaners on West Main Street in Post. Whether it's dry cleaning, wash and starching, laundry service, or alterations, Post Family Cleaners has you covered. Let Post Family Cleaners make your life a bit easier. Go by 111 West Main Street or call 806-495-0777 to get details. That's 806-495-0777. Post Family Cleaners, your hometown laundry and dry cleaners on West Main and Post.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, we're streaming live from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park in Post, Texas. The introduction of the Bobcats has happened, so we will join the live action here on the field for the starting lineup for the Antelopes. Russ, you want to take it from here? Back up the PA announcer.
Starting things off will be number 10, Isaiah Moreno out in left field.
Batting first will be Isaiah Moreno out in left field,
Eric Hudge Rodriguez.
followed by Eric Rodriguez at catcher.
9, out in center field, Colton Hawkins.
Out at center field is number 9, Colton Hawkins. He's batting third.
On first base, Daniel Carroll.
Batting cleanup, number 14, Daniel Carroll at first.
Number 11, out in right field will be Cameron Menchaca.
Out in right field today will be number 11, Cameron Menchaca, batting fifth.
Number 12, Mingo Soto.
On the mound, number 12, Domingo Soto, batting sixth.
Will be number 1, Daniel Young.
Batting seventh, number 1, Daniel Young, out at second.
Number 3, Jax Perez.
Jax Perez, number 3, out at short,
Third
batting
baseman,
eighth.
Number 26, Sadie Martinez.
And then batting ninth, number 26, Sebastian Martinez, out at third base.
Calvin Jarrett.
Subs are number 6, Calvin Jarrett, 25, Eric Garcia,
Edgar Salcedo.
4, Edgar Salcedo,
Jackson Jeffrey.
and number 15, Jackson Jeffrey.
Coached by Israel De Leon.
Yeah, coaches are Israel De Leon in his second season, and Jordan Aguilar, the assistant coach. Time for the national anthem. All right, so there's the national anthem, getting ready to warm up the pitcher and go to the first pitch of the game in just moments away. In the meantime, we'll review what we missed live, which is the batting order for the Smyer Bobcats. It'll be number 6 leading off, Ryan Gutierrez playing shortstop. Skylar Pine, the third baseman, he wears number 11. Caleb Pierce will bat third, number 13 playing first base. Austin Martinez, the catcher, will be batting in the fourth slot. Number 9 in the fifth slot is Tango Pastusic. Got to have trouble with that one. Pastusic. He's got a brother also later in the lineup. We're got to get that straight. Anyway, Tango playing center field. Batting 6, number 18, Colton Burris, the pitcher. Number 22 will bat in the 7th slot. That's Keaton Bradley. He plays second base. And Cash Pastusik, the brother of Tango, is wearing number 19. He'll be out in left field. And Daniel Paredes, the right fielder, batting 9th, wearing number 20. So we are ready to roll here from Norm Cash Field. Jim Plummer with Russ Morris. And our very dependable camera operators. You know, one thing we can say about Post Sports Radio, we are robot free, but we do have some stationary cameras, and that may be the closest thing. The last warm-up pitch thrown by Mingo Soto on the mound for the Antelopes tonight. Behind the plate, Eric Rodriguez. At third base, we'll see Sebastian Martinez, shortstop Jax Perez, Daniel Young at second, Daniel Carroll at first base. Out in left field, Isaiah Moreno, Colton Hawkins in center, and Cam Menchaca in right field. First batter is Ryan Gutierrez, the shortstop. First pitch is going to be a called strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Mingo. Number 6, Gutierrez batting .261 on the season. Outside for a ball. Once again, following him will be Skylar Pond and then Caleb Pierce. Soto with the pitch from the full windup. Inside corner, called strike. Nice placement by Domingo so far. Outside corner, and the third pitch gets the inside corner. Soto with the pitch. Slow. And it's going to be a line drive to short with the catch is Jax Perez for the first out of the inning. All right, so 1 up, 1 down, brings up number 11. Skylar Pond, third base. .395 on the season, on-base percentage of .439. So Skylar once been playing third base, swings at the first pitch, a little off-speed pitch, he misses. 0-1 the count. Got 1 out, nobody on. Domingo Soto on the mound for the Antelopes. Called strike on the outside corner. Soto with the pitch, swing and a foul tip, makes it 0-2 still. On deck is Caleb Pierce, the first baseman for the Smyer Bobcats. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 up, 2 down. With a line drive and now a strikeout for Soto.
Something to keep an eye on, Jim. That wind is looking to blow straight across from right field to left field. At times, flag has died down, but it looks like it's starting to pick back up that direction again.
Okay, looks like the outfield playing pretty much straight away, their normal position for the third batter in the order, swinging a strike. Foul tip actually for number 13, Caleb Pierce. Pierce, a junior, batting .517. Got a hoodie on today. It is a little bit cool out there, isn't it?
I'm sure it was a little bit cooler up in Smyer what it is down here. It's usually the way the weather likes to operate up north of the Cap Rock.
Second pitch just misses the outside corner for a ball. 1-1 the count. Domingo Soto with the pitch. Ooh, look good from here. Number 13 watches it go by for a ball. Soto, a little short, hitting the plate for a ball. 3-1 the count.
Those keeping along at home post in their black jerseys with bold gold across the front and white numbers. Oof.
Last pitch, a ball, walking the batter to first. So 1 base on ball. I'm going to get the scoreboard caught up here, Russ. You want to take over for me for a second?
Coming up to the plate, it's going to be the catcher, number 2, Austin Martinez. As it'll be a little bit as he has to take his catcher's gear off.
Gives me a little time.
Smyer, and of course you guys can see they're in their blue tops, gray pants. Smyer across the chest in white, and the Texas flag on their left sleeve.
Throw to first. Not in time. Sorry, Russ.
No, you're good.
Okay, so 1 on. Got 2 outs. Top of the first. Low for a ball. 1-0 the count. If you missed the pregame, Smyer took all or both games last year against the Antelopes. Throw to first, not in time. Close scores, that was a 10-6 and 12-2. Well, the first one was close. So Antelopes looking to bounce back in 2026 and take these 2 from Smyer. The next game is Saturday. Next pitch was high for a ball.
The scores of those games last year were 10-6 and 8-4. Both games were well within reach.
4 runs each. A little bit too far outside, close to the corner.
This is what we struggled in the early innings against our last broadcast against New Home. Had them within 2 outs and
throw to first. Late.
New Home was just able to take advantage and just get on base.
So Caleb Pierce, he walked, he's on first. Austin Martinez at the plate, number 2, he's a catcher. He takes a walk too. So 2 base on balls in a row, not good for the Antelopes. Got to stop that with 2 outs. The good thing about this, you got to force out at any base except home plate, which technically is not a base, is it?
Not.
I guess it would be.
Not in this situation. Here's Tango Pastusik, the center fielder.
Foul tip. 0-1 the count with 2 outs. So you want to make sure you don't want that guy on second taking third base here. Keep an eye on him. That's Caleb Pierce. Austin Martinez on first. Outside pitch for a ball. Evens the count at 1.
One thing to keep an eye on as well, Jim, we have different umpires from last time out, and against New Home we saw so many called balks.
Yeah, it was weird. Ooh, a little bit high. Catches the corner, though, on the outside, but still a ball. 2-1 the count. So 2 outs, 2 on. Pitch, this one's high as well. Domingo's missing the strike zone by a little bit now. Tango Patusek, center fielder at the plate. Drives it into left field on the fly and trying to chase down on one hop, and he does, but he bobbles it. That's Moreno, throws it in. Runner from second scores. So that's Caleb Pierce making his way in from second. Austin Martinez advances to second. And Tango Patusek gets a 1-run single to left field. Makes the score Smyer 1, Post 0. Brings up number 18, Colton Burris, the pitcher. Burris has a batting average of .385, on-base percentage of .543. Pitch is high for a ball. So Mingles just got to slow or settle down like he did on the first 2 batters. He'd be in real good shape. Just missing that strike zone now. Burris has got a little height to him, so he's probably giving a bigger strike zone. Grounder to third. It's going to be Martinez with the scoop and throw and gets the runner at first for the 3rd out. Nice play by Sebastian Martinez, also known as Savvy. Pretty savvy on that play. So after the first half of the first inning, it's Smyer picks up a run. 1 hit, I do believe. Russ will review that here in just a minute. But it is 1-0. Smyer leads.
Are you looking for a contractor who does every part of the job? Then give Carson Construction a call at 806-626-3811. Greg Carson and his crew do new construction, remodeling, demolition, and concrete work from the planning stage to the project completion. Also, if you are doing a DIY project, you can rent a roll-off dumpster. Carson drops it off and picks it up. Plan now for your next project and call the guys who build a lasting relationship with each customer. Carson Construction. Find them on Facebook or call 806-626-3811.
All right, this is a post-Antelope baseball presentation on Post Sports Radio. I'm Jim, and Russ standing by with the recap of the top of the first. Russ?
Well, Smyer was able to get 1 run on 1 hit. Vogel defense committed no errors, and the Bobcats left 2 runners stranded as the only hit came off of a single, an RBI single by number 9, Tango Pastusik was able to drive in. Second runner on second, Caleb Pierce for the only run. Domingo Soto was able to get 1 strikeout in that half inning, but walked 2 and was able to get himself out of a jam, which now brings up your top of the order for the Bowl Gold. Will be number 10, Isaiah Moreno, number 2, Eric Rodriguez, and number 9, Colton Hawkins.
All right, Bowl Gold Antelopes looking for their first win, as well as the Smyer Bobcats. That's of district play. Post has an 8-6-2. Russ, you pointed out before we started the broadcast that Post had a total of 8 wins last year, and we still got quite a few games left in district to play, hopefully some playoff as well. But they're 8-6-2 on the season, 0-4 unfortunately in district, where the Smyer Bobcats are 3-10 on the season. They're also 0-4. Therefore, both looking for their first win.
Yeah, you have some impressive wins on the year, but some of your losses that you have, like you've lost to Abernathy in non-conference, and then you lost to Olton as well in one of the tournaments, and you tied with you lost to Brownfield at the beginning of the year, and you're able to, your 2 ties, they came against, I can't remember, one of them was against Olton.
That's all right. Hey, Colton Barris on the mound. Where's number 18 with the first pitch? High for a ball. Moreno at the plate for the Antelopes. Wearing number 10, bats left. Moreno batting .346 on the season.
Fun fact, your games against Ropes, that's your third state top 25 opponent that you've played this year. You opened up against the state's top 20 in Brownfield when they came here.
Burris with a second pitch outside. 2-0 the count. Following Isaiah Moreno will be Eric Rodriguez and Colton Hawkins. Swing and a miss on the inside corner pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Barris has a ERA of 8. Moreno swings and misses the next pitch for a now 2-2 count. Barris 1-3 on the season. Wins, losses. Swing and a miss on the next pitch. Strike 3, 1 out. Bringing up Eric Rodriguez. Rodriguez, he wears number 25. I got 12 down here. How did I get that?
Okay, this Eric Rodriguez, the catcher, Eric with a C, he wears number 2. Domingo wears 12. And Eric with a K, he wears 25.
And this is number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I got 12 from.
He watches the curveball go in for strike 1.
All right, Eric Rodriguez, number 2, Eric. He's batting .250 on the season. Next pitch, inside corner called strike. 0-2 now the count from Burris. Burris, tall, lanky pitcher on the mound for the Bobcats. Ooh, he broke his hands and pulled back on a high pitch. Called strike, or not a called strike. He swung.
Yeah, it was a check swing, but he went around too far on it. There's Colton Hawkins.
All right, batting in the third slot, Colton Hawkins, number 9. Low and inside for a ball. Nobody on. 2 outs. Bobcats with a 1-0 lead, bottom of the first. Called strike down the middle.
He's got some heat on that fastball, doesn't he?
Yeah, don't have a gun to clock that, but yeah, he's throwing some heat. This one's high. Swings at it for a miss. Don't know if my statistics here are correct for Burris, the way he's throwing right now, only with a 1-win, 3-loss season so far. He strikes out all 3 batters. Moreno, Rodriguez, and now Hawkins. So that'll be the end of the first inning, where the Bobcats from Smyer got a 1-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break and come back with the top of the second here on Post Sports Radio, live and free on YouTube.
Here at the Post Area Chamber of Commerce, we are more than events. Yes, we love a good ribbon cutting or holiday market, but the Chamber's real purpose is deeper than that. We exist to advocate for local businesses, agriculture, and tourism. We connect people, promote growth, and keep Post moving forward together. That's why we're here. That's why we work.
Jim and Russ with you today. Bring you Bowl Gold Antelope. I wish it was football, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. It is baseball. Here's what happened in the bottom of the first.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, as the pitching from Colton Burris was efficient. He struck out the side in only 12 pitches. As now this brings up the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters for the Bobcats. It's going to be number 22, Keaton Bradley, the second baseman, followed by number 19, Cash Pastusik out in left field, and number 20, Daniel Paredes out in right field. Now that last half inning was important for the Bowl Gold because you're now in a 4-inning hitless streak. The last game out against Ropes, you fell victim to a perfect game in 3 innings.
Sure, things better forgotten, Rush. There's the pitch from Soto now, starting the top of the second. Like he did in the first, throws a strike for the first pitch. Catches number 22 watching, that's Bradley, second baseman. Outside in the dirt. 22, he's batting 150 on the season. On-base percentage 320, and his OPS is 470. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cash Pastusik is up next. A little bit low for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Post outfield playing a little short. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 up, 1 down. What's Mingo have? 2 strikeouts so far?
It's his second one.
Mingo Soto, a junior this year. We were told earlier we've got Moreno as a junior, but he's actually a sophomore.
Pastusik watches first one go in for a strike.
All right, 0-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Pop flies, gonna go to center field. Hawkins with the sunglasses on, chases it in, can't get under it, bounces, he picks it up. That was a soft bounce. I think they're overwatering out there. The thing almost sunk into the dirt. All right, so a base hit going to Pastusik. Brings up,
I think he misjudged it and lost it in the sun a little bit there.
He went back first, which you usually do. Just couldn't get to it in front of him. Short single to center field, bringing up number 20, Daniel Paredes, the right fielder. Paredes batting 167 on the season. He's got a runner at first. 1 out, called strike.
One thing I've noticed about Smyer, Jim, and it's with the pitcher and the Pastusiks, they look like they've got some height to them a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Strikes out for the second out of the inning. So Paredes down, a left-handed batter on 3 pitches. Brings up top of the order Ryan Gutierrez, the shortstop.
He lined out the shortstop.
He likes that position.
He was the first out of the top of the first.
We are at the top of the second where Smyer's got a 1-0 lead, and fouling it off is Gutierrez. 0-1 the count. 2 outs with a runner at first. Throw to first, not in time. For the Antelopes in the infield, Sebastian Martinez at third, Jax Perez at short, Daniel Young at second. Over there, he just made that catch, Daniel Carroll at first. High pitch to number 6 is going to make a count, 1-1. Domingo Soto throws, called strike, nice pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner at first. Post needs to get out of this inning quickly. They had a 2-out situation last inning and gave up a run, so try not to do that again here in the top of the second. Make last pitch a ball, 2, 2, and 2. There's the pitch, swing and a miss, strikeout. Post comes to bat in just a moment after striking out number 6, Ryan Gutierrez. So that'll be Skylar Pond will start off the top of the third. Anyway, after 1.5, After the top of the second, it's still Smyer with 1 and Post 0. Back in a moment.
Post-Dispatch is proud to support all of our local high school sports. They're excited to bring you all the weekly scores and highlights of your favorite teams, as well as keeping you informed about everything going on in the community. Subscribe today. You can choose to have your newspaper mailed to your home or business, or subscribe online and get the news when it's convenient for you. They're proud to serve the community and proud to serve Garza County. The Post-Dispatch, community news at the finest.
All right, Jim Plummer here with Russ Morris, and here's what happened in the top of the second. Russ?
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base, and that lone runner was number 19, Cash Pastusik, who had a blooper of a single out in the center field as Colton Hawkins just lost it in the sun. But Domingo was able to get 3 strikeouts in that half inning. As now this brings up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Bowl Gold. It'll be number 14, Daniel Carroll, the first baseman, followed by number 11, Cameron Machaca at right field, and the pitcher, batting 6, number 12, Domingo Soto.
All right, thank you, Russ. Jim Plummer here with Russ, streaming live from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park in Post, Texas. District 4 2A baseball. Swing and a miss to Carroll. Daniel Carroll comes into this game. Let's see, he's doing pretty good this season. Number 14 batting 478. It's going to be a base hit possibly.
No.
A little foul over there past first base.
Straightened it out. It could have been a double with as far as it.
Definitely behind the pitcher now with the 0-2 count. It's going to be a nice reach shot. Oh, a short line driver to third baseman. Can't make the catch on the dive. That means Daniel Carroll's going to be safe at first. What do you think, Russ?
That's an E5.
That's an E5. Number 11 at third base is Skylar Pond. Dove to his left a little bit and just couldn't glove it. Makes that runner at first safe. All right, Daniel Carroll at first. Coming up now, Cam Machaca, number 11 for the Antelopes. Batting .548. Ooh, a breaking pitch. Started out real high, came down low and crossed the plate for a strike. Burris on the mound from the stretch. Swing and a miss. So in 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
Level out his swing. He would have made a contact with that one.
Swing and a slow grounder to pitcher. Picks it up, throws to first for the out on the fielder's choice, but the runner advances to second. So Daniel Carroll at second with just 1 out in the inning. So Post has a tying run at second base right now. Domingo Soto comes to the plate. Starting pitcher for the Antelopes today. Domingo batting .444. His on-base percentage the same. I don't think, is Carroll a threat to take third?
He's quick from a defensive end standpoint, so.
That's true. Swing and a miss for Soto. 0-1 the count, 1 out, runner at second, the tying run for the Antelopes. After Soto is Daniel Young. Burris from the stretch comes home, inside, hits the batter. Going to make him take first base. Domingo seems to be fine. Get him on the hand, he's saying. Shaking his right hand. That's his pitching hand, unfortunately. See how that turns out to be. Coming to play now, Daniel Young, number 1, playing second base today. Batting in the 7th slot. .375 batting average on the season.
Pinch runner. And for Domingo, it's going to be number 4, Edgar Salcedo.
See what he does with his hand. Oh, he hit him on the inside of the forearm there. See what happens when he comes out. All right, so we've got runners at first and second, 1 out. Antelope, Daniel Young at the plate, shows bunt, bunts it.
Foul.
Went foul. It landed kind of, it was inside the box. It was behind the plate, though, so he has a foul ball. Then it spun out. It must have hit the catcher. It spun out into fair territory.
Daniel competing at the state powerlifting meet later this week on Friday.
0-1 count, swing and a miss. Now 0-2, slow breaking ball. Daniel Carroll on second. Got there on a fielder's choice. Pinch runner at first. Got one out, 0-2 pitch. Grounder to first base. They're going to take that out quickly. Get the second out of the inning. Runners advance to second and third, or third and second. You want to be more precise. Taking away the force out, which is nice, but it does make for the second out of the inning. So Jax Perez, a shortstop, number 3 at the plate now. Jax, a sophomore, batting .300. Don't have the stat how good these players are in hitting and scoring position. In front of us, at least. Breaking ball. You call a ball?
Yes.
All right. So 1-0 the count to Jax Perez with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Both in scoring position. It's going to be a drive in the right field. It's going to be hard to handle in the sun. It lands for a single. Gets past the fielder. Brings home 2 runs. Perez on his way to second. He's going to take his way on the third. Here comes the throw. He slides head first. The throw is off center. That's going to be a second, or a double, if you will, Russ.
Double advance on the throw.
All right, so Russ, the official scorer here, unofficially. So Jax Perez knocks in 2 runs for Post to take the lead here in the bottom of the second. 2-0 now the score, or 2-1 rather. Need another run on the scoreboard over there for Post. Next batter is Sabby. Martinez now takes the first pitch as a strike. Burris now throwing from the full windup. Throws the ball a little bit harder that way. This one's way outside. 1-1 the count. Jax on third, wanting to score for his Antelopes. So curveball fouled off. Martinez batting in the 9th slot. Sabby, number 26, batting .143. On base percentage of .400. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner at third.
Man, I'm telling you, the way he swings and the way the wind is, he gets a load of 1, it's going to go.
Let's hope so. Post would have just took the lead by 1 run, 2-1 to score. I'm not giving them any credit for that yet. There you go. That's going to be the last pitch of the inning. Third out. Post takes the lead in the bottom of the second, leading the game now 2-1. And this is your Bold Gold Antelope Baseball on Post Sports Radio, live and free on YouTube. Back in a moment.
We play the greatest country music ever recorded. Tune in anytime and anywhere to KSSL 107.3, 94.1, KSSLFM.com, and on our free mobile app. All your favorites are here.
Hi, I'm Alan Jackson.
Hi, this is Mark Chestnut.
Hi, I'm Clint Black.
We've got them all.
Hi, this is Ronnie Millsap.
Hi, this is Patty Loveless.
Hi, everybody, this is Garth Brooks.
Hey, this is George Strait.
I've been listening to this radio station forever.
Proud supporters of high school sports. We are KSSL.
Jim Plummer, Russ Morris at Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park with Antelope Baseball. Here's what happened in the bottom of the second, Russ.
Bogold scored 2 runs on 1 hit. 1 error committed by Smyer. No runners left on. As Daniel Carroll got things started by getting on first, being E5 on the third baseman for Smyer. And then Jax Perez drove everybody home with the 2 RBI double, making your Carson Construction score 2-0.
All right. Thank you, Russ. Go to the Bobcats. Number 2 comes to the plate. Skylar Pond, be followed by Caleb Pierce. And then Austin Martinez. All right, first pitch from Domingo Soto to Pond. Ground ball to third. Going to go foul just barely. Ball hopped over third base, but landed outside the line. So first pitch is a foul ball for a strike. 0-1 the count.
Sorry, if I read the scoreboard correctly, I think we're beating Seagraves 7-0. I couldn't get a gander of the inning, but
now Russ talked about the Lady Lopes are playing right behind us, with the field between us, the Little League field. But they're looking for their 4th 4-0 record in district if they win today against Seagraves. This is going to be driven into left center. And what a diving catch. Colton Hawkins with the grab. All right. Skylar Palm with a nice shot, line drive to left center. And then there's senior Colton Hawkins with the catch. Brings up Caleb Pierce, the first baseman. Caleb wearing number 13. Caleb batting .517 on the season. Batting in the third slot. This one's will be driven into right center over the head of Hawkins. He can't run it down. Picks it up on 2 hops, though. Gets it to the shortstop. Jax Perez playing just beyond second base. Stops the runner at second. So a nice shot by Caleb Pierce. That's why he's wearing that hoodie. He just likes to be warm. Maybe he's sick. We shouldn't say anything, right? All right, so we go to the third batter of the inning. Happens to be Austin Martinez, the catcher, number 2.
Walked in his last plate appearance back in the first inning.
You've got, he's batting .409 on the season. You got a runner at second in scoring position. Bobcats down by 1 run, 2-1. Swinging a foul ball. Makes the count 1-1 with 1 out. Runner in scoring position at second. That's Caleb Pierce. Get Tango Patusik on deck, followed by Colton Burris. This is Austin Martinez at the plate. Ground ball, way foul, third base side. Lady Lowe's playing right now behind us here. We just couldn't cover both games. I guess we could have thrown another camera over there, maybe insert it on here. I don't know. Thought about things like that. But anyway, looking forward to covering that game at Sundown on Saturday. Sundown's a special team. There's a pop fly.
It's playable.
And underneath it with the catch, Daniel Carroll for the second out of the inning. Runner stays at second. Brings up Tango Pastusic. Tango number 9 playing center field.
Lady Lopes playing their game against Seagraves. If both them and Sundown win their games today, Saturday's game will be for first place in the district.
First pitch to Patusik in the dirt. Yeah, it's going to be a special game. Do you know who Sundown's playing, did you say, today? Or
I think Sundown's got Tahoka today.
So theoretically, they should win. Theoretically, Post should win. So Saturday will be a deciding game. This far in district play, which is not even halfway. We'll put the first team, who's going to be in first, who's going to be in second. Outside pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs and a runner at second.
Well, it's big for Post because Sundown's game marks the halfway point of our district schedule as pitch is fouled back our way.
Foul ball keeps the count at 2-2.
And already, the game against Sundown, just to put a pin in that conversation, that is the 4th top 25 game the Lady Lopes will have played this year.
The foul ball, ground ball, fair to first. Carroll scoops, steps, gets the out, and that's going to retire the side. That's the end of the top of the third. Post leads 2-1. We'll take a break and come back with a recap here on Post Sports Radio, home of the Bold Gold.
My name is Sochi Anderton. I'm a dentist here at Post Family Dentistry. This clinic is a huge example of providing fancy dental care here in Post, Texas, because the residents of Post in these smaller communities, they deserve that same quality of care. We've expanded from 3 chairs now to 6 chairs at this new location. We are very proud here at Post Family Dentistry of our small town values combined with state-of-the-art care.
All right, Post Antelope still with a 1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the third, but here's what happened at the top of the third.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base, as Daniel Carroll got the final out on a grounder to third with the unassisted putout. Caleb Pierce was the only base runner for Smyers. He had a moonshot of a single to go deep out into center field, but Colton Hawkins was able to get the throw back and keep him in bay, as now coming up to bat here in the bottom of the third is going to be the top of the order. Isaiah Moreno, Eric Rodriguez, and Colton Hawkins.
Thank you, Russ. Jim Plummer here with Russ Morris. Had a little shakeup in our broadcast schedule due to the softballers rearranging theirs. I understand it wasn't our school that asked for it. It was obviously a school and district.
So New Home's the one that led the charge, and everybody else, it was because of the Austin and Houston stock show. They had some conflicting dates on when they could get to Austin and be back in time for playing time, so they readjusted everything, and away we went as the Lady Lopes are ahead 11-0 in the bottom of the second over Seagraves. Swing and a miss.
Isaiah Moreno at the plate. Like Russ said, top of the order for the Antelopes with a 2-1 lead. Lady Lopes could be one of those 3-run or 5-run games. Second pitch to Moreno, strike 2.
He struck out swinging his first plate appearance.
That's Colton Burris on the mound, throwing the ball hard. Foul tip, keeps the count at 0-2.
He fouled it off on his check swing. If he'd have swung all the way through it, he'd be standing on bases right now.
Post up by 1, 2-1. Lady Lopes 11-0 in their game going on behind us. Looks like Moreno really choking up on the bat. If y'all can see that. Oh, he watches it go by for a breaking ball for a strike. Catches it inside corner. So 1 up, 1 down. Eric Rodriguez coming up next. He'll be followed by Colton Hawkins.
He also struck out swinging in his last plate appearance back in the first inning. The 1, 2, 3 hitters struck out in order swinging.
How many strikeouts does Burris have on the Antelopes today? This one's driven into center field, high and deep in the sun. Hard to play for Pastusik. Not that hard. He catches it. That's Tango out in center. His brother Cash is in left. Didn't need any help from his brother.
To answer your question, after Isaiah struck out, that is strikeout number 5 for Colton Burris. Now this is Colton Hawkins.
Colton had a nice play out in center field, diving for a line drive in left center to make the catch. First pitch to him is going to be high and outside for a ball. Daniel Carroll on deck, hoping to get up. Right now got 2 outs, 1-0 the count. Burris with the pitch, pop fly over first base, catchable, and it is for the third out of the bottom of the third. Score remains 2-1, Post leads. We'll take a break and come back here on Post Sports Radio, home of the Bold Gold.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bold Gold Antelopes still have a 2-1 lead, but didn't have much success there in the bottom of the third, Russ.
No, just no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. As Eric Rodriguez was the only one that was close to get a base runner on as he hit a fly ball out into center field, but Pastusik was able to get his glove underneath it and bring it down. As now we head over to the top of the fourth. Coming up is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters. Colton Burris, Keaton Bradley, and Cash Pastusik.
All right. Domingo Soto's still on the mound. Domingo seems to be the pitcher this year as far as number of innings and whatnot.
Well, he's having one of the more impressive days that we've seen on the mound from him. He's got 4 strikeouts on the day, so he's matching what Burris is doing on the mound.
Okay. That gives him 30 on the season, 30 Ks. This is Burris now.
Yes.
Number 18, the pitcher on the mound, Colton Burris. Bobcat is batting .385 on the season. Gets on base more than half the time. Slow curveball catches the look. I think he called a strike, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
All right, 1-1 the count. Fly ball could be fouled out of play. It is down the right field line. So Keaton Bradley on deck. Cash Pastusek will be the third batter for the Bobcats this inning. Drive in the center field. Line drive. 3 bounces to the center fielder. Colton Hawkins scoops and throws it in. Keeps the runner at first. All right, so with the 1-2 count, it was Burris who gets himself a single to center field.
It's only the 4th hit allowed by Mingo today. Bobcats are averaging a 1 hit per inning. Keaton Bradley steps in to the plate. Runner steps off. Throw back to first. Holds the runner. It's not in time.
I would imagine Burris has some wheels. Hadn't seen it yet. We'll find out.
Keaton Bradley, he's 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the top of the 2nd.
He's got a 150 batting average. Second throw over to first, not in time.
Colton Burris, this is his first time standing on base as he was the last out of the first inning.
The throw down to second to get the runner, not in time. Burris takes second. The runner in scoring position with no outs. Count is, what do you get? Is that a ball?
I think so. Yep, 1-0.
Domingo throws to second to get Burris, not in time. Oh, throw over his head, backed up by the catcher for post. Rodriguez gets it back to Mingo. Once again, Domingo Soto carrying the burden, most of the burden on the mound for the Antelopes this season. High and inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, with no outs, and a runner at second. That's the tying run for the Bobcats.
Here recently, he's had to with Cameron Menchaca showing in Houston over spring break.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Cash Pastusek.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Counts even out 2-2.
So no outs. Runner at second. 2-2 count. Soto from the stretch. Foul ball. Still 2-2. Both outfielders playing much straight away. Right fielder's playing a little bit to the left. That's Cam Menchaca out there. There's an outside pitch, way outside for a ball. Behind the plate, Eric Rodriguez. Martinez is at third. Perez at short. Young at second and Carroll at first. Soto from the stretch. It's going to be a pop fly right at us. Up and above. From the stretch, Soto. Well, let's be a chopper right in front of the plate. Throw down the first from Rodriguez to Carroll for the out. The runner advances to third on the fielder's choice. Now we've got a load of dirt coming in, Rush, out there in center field. If y'all can see that beyond the fence, big old trailer full of dirt. Hopefully they got the right place. But hey, there is some work going on behind us. Maybe he is right. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully they don't ask either one of us to move.
We got 1 out. First pitch to Pastusek, the left fielder. That's Cash. Fouls it off for a strike.
He got on base back in the 2nd with a single.
Next pitch, foul ball. 0-2 the count. 1 out, runners at third. That's the tying run for the Bobcats. Post hoping to keep Burris on third. Swing and a miss, 2 outs. Now we go to Daniel Paredes, number 20. How'd he do his first time up?
He struck out his first time.
Bats.
Struck out number 5 for Domingo.
Bats left, swing and a miss. Head coach at third base is Jerry Lawrence. High and inside for a ball. 1-1 the count to Paredes. 2 outs with a runner on third. Domingo from the stretch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burris at third base. Foul tip. Keeps count at 1-2. Antelopes up by 1, 2-1. A tying run for the Bobcats at third. That's Burris. Paredes at the plate. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Inside for a ball. 2-2. There's the pitch. Called strike. Third out of the inning. It's a nice fastball by Domingo Soto to get the batter looking for the third strike at the end of 3.5. So we go to the bottom of the fourth here in just a moment, but after 3.5, post 1, and the Bobcats from Smyer, post 2. Smyer has 1.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
All right, Jim Plummer with Russ Morris. Russ here to give us a recap of what happened at the top of the fourth.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, no 1 runner left on base as Domingo was able to strike out Daniel Paredes to end the inning, as he now has 6 strikeouts on the day. As now this brings up, make sure I have my stuff right, the 4, 5, and 6 hole hitters, Daniel Carroll, Cameron Menchaca, and Domingo Soto.
All right, thank you, Russ. Looking over at the Lady Lopes over our shoulders or behind our backs here at David Nichols Park as well today. Got a 17-0 lead. It's the top of the third. And if this is correct, Sophie Scott is pitching today, has thrown 23 pitches, according to this Game Changer app we've got here in front of us.
Well, then that means following the third inning, or if they get 3 outs here, the game will be over.
That's right.
Check swing for a ball.
Daniel Carroll at the plate. Start off this bottom of the fourth. Post with a 1-run lead. Carroll batting in the fourth slot. High and inside. 2-0 the count. Cam Menchaca on deck. Domingo Soto is in the hole. Slow breaking ball catches the outside corner. Carroll watches it go by. I don't blame him on that one.
Daniel reached base by an error on the third baseman.
High and inside, 3-1 now the count. Who's the one that scored for us that second run? Jax. Oh, curveball hits the corner.
It was Domingo and Daniel were the 2 runners that came in and scored.
Got a full count. Another breaking ball. This one's a little high. He's going to walk Carroll to first. All right, coming up, number 11, Cam Menchaca. Throws left, hits right.
Fell victim of the fielder's choice to advance Daniel over to second, as he grounded back to the pitcher.
Swings and misses the first pitch. Carroll on first, Menchaca at the plate. Domingo Soto on deck. Burris with the pitch. Ooh, did he swing at it?
They said he did.
So high pitch and gets Cam Menchaca going for it. Gives him an 0-2 count now. No outs, runner at first. Ooh, that one too. He chased those 2 last pitches high, and that's what you call 2 strikes.
Well, it was a check swing. I think it's a reactionary, because I don't think they're realizing the check swings that they're putting out there.
He's got to hold his body back, though. You can move that bat a little bit. Throw to first, not in time to get Carroll. Domingo Soto now at the plate. Pitching for the Antelopes, doing well on the mound. Batting .444 on the season.
Got on base. He was hit by the pitch last time out.
Breaking ball catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count.
And that's what I was meaning, Jim. I think it's just reactionary with these check swings that we're doing.
Next pitch, high and inside. Evens the count at 1. Post 2, Bobcats 1. And let's hope to get some cushion here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss by Soto. 1-2 now the count. Burris ahead of the batter. Daniel Young on deck, followed by Jax Perez. That's where we saw some action in the last inning. Swing and a miss for a strikeout. So 2 outs, still a runner at first. Brings up the left-handed batter Daniel Young, second baseman. Pitch from Burris. Full windup this time, not a stretch. Outside for a ball. I take that back. He is from the stretch. Outside again. Oh, called strike. Throw to the second. Not in time. So a stand-up stolen base for Daniel Carroll. So in scoring position, Post with a 1-run lead, 2 outs, 1-1 count to Daniel Young at the plate. Throw to second, goes to center field, and Daniel Carroll's going to take third easily. All right, so now you get that next run a lot closer than just a second ago. Still got a 1-1 count to Daniel Young with 2 outs. Now the next run at third base.
Well, that's only the second error committed by Smyer today. Just an ill-advised throw back to second base.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it looks like the shortstop, Ryan Gonzalez, was giving signals to the pitcher, and I think they got their signals crossed. Inside and low for a ball. Evens the count at 2 with 2 outs and a runner at third. Swing and a miss for the third and final out of the 4th inning. Stranded a runner at third. Antelope still, though, with a 1-run lead, 2-1 after 4 innings. We'll take a break and come back here on Post Sports Radio, home of the Bold Gold. We are live and free on YouTube.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple, it's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
All right, Russ Moore standing by with a recap of the bottom of the 4th. Russ?
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. As your Carson Construction score remains 2-1 in favor of the Bowl Gold. Daniel Young had runner on third and struck out swinging to retire the side. As now we get set to start the top of the 5th. Coming around is going to be the top of the order, Ryan Gutierrez, Skylar Pond, and Caleb Pierce.
Thank you, Russ. Hey, taking a quick look at what happened to the Lady Lopes, hoping to stay unbeaten in district play, and they are. They are now 4-0 after beating Seagraves. Lady Eagles in 3 innings, it looks like, 17-1. So then we go to Sundown on Saturday, and we will be there. Hopefully all the internet stuff works. We can bring it to you live. Otherwise, we'll record it and bring it back with us and put it on the YouTube page for you.
You go to play the defending state champs who are ranked 20th in the state of Texas.
And more than likely, both teams will be undefeated this season in district. So it'll be like a playoff game for these girls. First pitch from Soto, called strike. Ryan Gutierrez at the plate, shortstop. Skylar Pond on deck. High for a ball, 1-1 the count. Too close for comfort, though. A 2-1 lead for the Antelopes as we enter the top of the 5th. Breaking ball, close to the corner, just missed it.
Say what you want, he's been consistent.
Yes, correct. You're talking about the umpire, right?
I'm talking about the umpire.
That's right. That's all we care about, consistency.
I don't care if it's right, don't care if it's wrong. I just want you to be consistent.
3-1 pitch from Soto. Called strike, full count. Gutierrez thought that was a little bit outside.
Well, he's called the edges like that all game long.
Full count pitch from Soto, down the middle, fouled off.
The strikeout here would be big.
Domingo Soto, full windup, brings it home. Yeah, there you go, Russ. Swinging strikeout. Brings up Skylar Pond with 1 out, nobody on. We're top of the 5th inning.
7 strikeouts for Domingo. Skylar Pond, he has yet to reach base. He struck out and flew out to center field.
All right, the first pitch to him, a little high and outside, number 11. Caleb Pierce on deck. Soto with the pitch, fouled off, evens the count at 1 with 1 out. Nobody on.
Working on pitch 80.
Called strike on the corner. This one's a little low inside for a ball. Evens the count at 2. Skylar Pond batting .395 this season. Swing and a miss. Little tip, catch by the catcher. He's out. Out number 2. Brings up the 3rd slot hitter, Caleb Pierce, the first baseman. Yes, he's wearing a hoodie, if you can see that on camera. But it must be helping him, right?
Yeah.
He's had a pretty good game. Soto with the first pitch to Pierce. A little bit too far outside. 1-0 the count. This one's outside as well. 0-2, or 2-0 rather.
Wish it was 0-2.
Domingo Soto high and inside. That breaking ball didn't break. Three balls, no strikes against Caleb Pierce. Swings and misses this one. Now he's got one. Number 13 is batting .517 on the season. Gets on base. His on base percentage is .641. Ready for the 3-1 pitch from Soto. Oh, barely outside.
Yeah, I mean, by inches.
Like you said, Russ, he's very consistent, though. Sometimes you get umps that call in between the chalk lines, which we don't have those right now. Maybe that's why they took them away.
Well, we've also seen umps historically when the game goes along in the latter innings. Sometimes they'll shrink the strike zone a little bit. Haven't seen that today, so it's been consistent all the way around.
Up now, the 4th slot hitter, Austin Martinez, the cleanup hitter, the catcher. Throw outside, ball, throw down to second for the runner, not in time. That's going to be the 2nd stolen base, I believe, for Caleb Pierce. Tango.
That's the first stolen base for Caleb. Colton Burris had the first stolen base for Smyer.
Okay, 1-0 the count. Driven into left field, it is deep. Going back is Moreno over his head. He chases it down at the fence. Run comes across and ties the game. Pierce comes from second. A clean double for Austin Martinez, the catcher, the cleanup hitter. That's why they put him in that 4th slot. So number 9 comes to play now, Tango Pasturik. I think we're going to get a courtesy runner for Martinez here in just a second.
Yes, we are.
Coach is asking, what are you doing? Get out there. Coach Jerry Lawrence in his second year.
It's going to be number 15, SIE Escamilla.
Escamilla is a freshman. Don't have much stats on him. Obviously, he can run pretty good, or he wouldn't be out there. So Martinez got the double.
Ooh.
SIE running for him. Tango Pastusic at the plate. 1-0 count. Called strike, now 1-1.
He had an RBI single and back in the first and grounded out the third.
Well, things are all tied up here at Norm Cash Field, 2-2. High for a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Pastusic. I'd call him Tango. Tango and Cash. It almost sounds like a movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A thriller. There's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Daniel Carroll scoops, steps for the out. That's going to be out number 2. Advances the runner, the pinch runner, SIE, to third.
Out 3.
Oh, out number 3. There we go. Party's over. We'll take a break here. So 1 run score to tie the game at 2. Smyer 2, Post 2. This is Post Sports Radio with Post. Bold Gold Antelope Baseball.
Post ISD is filled with passionate staff, daring students, and deep-rooted traditions of champions. Our state-of-the-art facilities provide top-tier educational opportunities, including career and technical training, advanced academics, and free college courses, creating future-ready antelopes. Our 4-day instructional week allows our students to continually pursue excellence in our distinguished fine arts programs, exceptional athletic teams, and a multitude of other extracurricular activities. Post ISD. We are Bold Gold.
All right, this is Antelope Baseball on Post Sports Radio, live and free on YouTube with Jim Plummer, Russ Morris. Russ standing by with the happenings of the top of the 5th. Russ?
Will Smyer got 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base, as Austin Martinez hit an RBI double to tie the game with Carson Construction score at 2 runs apiece, as Smyer is averaging 1 hit per inning. They've got 5 hits on the day. So now coming up to bat for the Bold Gold is going to be Jax Perez, Sebastian Martinez, and Isaiah Moreno.
Thank you, Russ. All right, we're at Norm Cash Field, David Nichols Park in Post, Texas. Burris, the starting pitcher, still on the mound for the Bobcats. Behind the plate is Austin Martinez, who's had a big hit. You got Skylar Pond at third, Ryan Gonzalez at short. Keaton Bradley, I believe, still at second. Caleb Pierce at first. Out in left field is Cash, his brother Tango in center, and Daniel Paredes out in right field.
Real quick, Jim, Eric Garcia is warming up in the bullpen for us.
All right, so far we've seen nothing but Domingo Soto on the mound for the Antelopes. We'll see what happens when Post takes the field next. Right now it's Jax Perez with a breaking ball, called strike. Jax number 3, sophomore shortstop. 300 batting average, fouls 1 off. Makes count no balls, 2 strikes.
Scored the only 2 runs for Post with a 2 RBI double back in the second.
Leadoff batter in this inning. He'll be followed by Sabby Martinez. Breaking ball. It's supposed to be pop fly. It's playable down the first baseline. Hard to get to.
In the dugout. Woo!
First baseman, Caleb Pierce, thought he was going to dive over that fence and get it, but he did not. All right, once again, it's tied up at 2. Bottom of the 5th. Started this game at 5 o'clock. We're now at 6:05 on the real clock. Next pitch from Burris. Breaking ball outside. A little bit low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jax Perez. A little bit too far outside. Nice pitch by Burris. Evens count at 2. Good eye by Perez, by the way, to watch that one go by. Oh, he fouls this one off a little bit high. Stays alive with a 2-2 count. Perez, the first batter of the bottom of the 5th. No outs, 2-2 count. Antelopes with 2 runs. Bobcats with 2. Breaking pitch, outside corner, called strike. So 1 up, 1 down, brings up Savvy Martinez.
Struck out back in the 2nd. Need something big from your pulling guard here.
Let's go, Savvy. 143 batting average. Watches the first pitch for a ball.
He's got it in him. Last year, we saw both him and Cooper Osborne in do-or-die situations unload the bats.
Called strike on the 2nd pitch. I wish we had a radar gun. This guy on the mound for the Bobcats, Burris, is throwing some heat sometimes. This one's high and inside for a ball. All right, so we got a 2-ball, 1 strike count, 1 out, nobody on. Foul ball back at us. 2-2 now the count. Savvy's on base percentage is .400, so we need that improvement of the percentage right here. Ball.
Good take.
Full count. No? 2-2 still? Scoreboard says 2-2. We'll go with that. This one's high. It was 3-2. Savvy watches the next pitch for a ball. So puts that runner at first. He increased his on-base percentage right there, right?
Yes, he
By
did.
a little bit, but he's there.
Brings up top of the order. It's Isaiah Moreno. He's due for one. He's struck out twice. Pinch runner is going to be Jackson Jeffrey.
Jackson wears number 15. Is that right? Is that
Yes.
What okay.
Yeah.
My roster will have to be changed. I got him at number 7. All right. So once again, like I said, Isaiah Moreno is due for a hit here against Burris with a runner at first. Goes for the bunt and misses it for a strike.
He got one. I'm not sure bunting's the best thing to do here with a tie game and 1 out with 2 full innings left to play.
Next pitch, bunt, not good. No balls, 2 strikes. Moreno chokes up on the bat once again with 2 strikes. Runner at first with 1 out. Breaking ball catches the outside corner for a 3rd strike. Brings up the 2nd slot hitter, Eric Rodriguez, number 2. Eric with a runner at first, but got 2 outs.
He struck out in the 1st and flew out to center field in the 3rd. He's another one that's due for a hit.
Ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Eric, also known as Rooster. Did you know that? Oh, he makes a crow here over the fence. It'd be nice. Things are tied up with 2 runs each. Runner at first for the Antelopes. 1-0 count. High. There's ball 2. Rodriguez batting .250 on the season. High. Runner goes to second. Throw down there. He got under it. Oh, we're going to call him out. That'll be for the 3rd out of the inning. Wrapping up the bottom of the 5th, keeping the score tied at 2. And we are live and free on YouTube, Post Antelope Baseball from Norm Cash Field. We'll come back in just a moment here on Post Sports Radio, home of the Bold Gold.
Are you looking for a contractor who does every part of the job? Then give Carson Construction a call at 806-626-3811. Greg Carson and his crew do new construction, remodeling, demolition, and concrete work from the planning stage to the project completion. Also, if you are doing a DIY project, you can rent a roll-off dumpster. Carson drops it off and picks it up. Plan now for your next project and call the guys who build a lasting relationship with each customer. Carson Construction. Find them on Facebook or call 806-626-3811.
Domingo still out there.
Bold Antelopes tried to go ahead there in the bottom of the fifth. Just couldn't do it, Russ. What happened?
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And I say that because Jackson Jeffrey got caught stealing. He was pitch running for Sebastian Martinez, and we thought he slid under the tag, and it turned out not to be the case. So now your Carson Construction score heading into the sixth is 2-2.
All right, Bold Gold Antelopes back on the field. Domingo Soto remains on the mound. Behind the plate, Eric Rodriguez. Sebastian Martinez at third. Jax Perez at short. Daniel Young at second. And Daniel Carroll at first. Out in the outfield, Isaiah Moreno in left. Colton Hawkins, number 9, out in center. And Cameron Menchaca out in right field still.
Domingo at 94 pitches. So he's either going to go the distance, or you get ahead in the sixth and you throw somebody in there for the save. So coming up is going to be number 18, Colton Burris, the pitcher.
Tall, lanky guy, right. Throws right and bats right. Fouls off the first pitch for a strike. Top of the sixth inning, tied up 2-2. Breaking ball a little high. The 1-1 pitch from Domingo. Driven into center field, deep. Hawkins underneath it, over his left shoulder, makes the catch for the out. Colton Hawkins, senior center fielder for the Antelopes.
Well, look at the way the wind's blowing, Jim. It's blowing out of left field, so that ball just caught that jet stream, and it just hung in the deep part of center. We're going to have a pitching change.
All right, looks like number 25 is coming out for the Antelopes. It is Eric Garcia. Eric with a K, sophomore pitcher. He's got a ERA of 8.40. Comes in this game with 18 strikeouts. We'll see what he can do when we come back here on Post Sports Radio, where it's all tied up. We are in the top of the sixth, and it's 2-2 for the Antelopes and the Bobcats.
Here at the Post Area Chamber of Commerce, we are more than events. Yes, we love a good ribbon cutting or holiday market, but the Chamber's real purpose is deeper than that. We exist to advocate for local businesses, agriculture, and tourism. We connect people, promote growth, and keep Post moving forward together. That's why we're here. That's why we work.
Hey, we're streaming live from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park in Post, Texas. Jim Plummer with Russ Morris. And behind us tonight, unfortunately, we couldn't carry both games, but the Lady Lopes extend their winning streak in district play to 4. They're 4-0, and they'll play Sundown on Saturday. We will be there for that game to bring that to you. So please join us for that. It'll be the battle for first place is what's going to happen, right, Russ?
Yes.
All right, got a pitching change for the Antelopes, where Eric Garcia taking the mound, the sophomore. And he is taking the place, of course, nice showing by Domingo Soto today.
Domingo finishes the day pitching 5 1/3 innings, 8 strikeouts on 3 walks, 5 hits, and 2 runs. I'll have the full. There's one stat I left out, which is earned runs. I'll have that for you when the game is over.
How many pitches did he end up with?
96.
Okay. Of course, you got the pitch count. You can only throw so many pitches in a week, and I'm sure Saturday we won't see him at all. Is it from Sunday to Saturday, or Saturday to Monday to what? Monday to Sunday?
That's a great question.
We will find out someday, somehow. All right, so who we got now? 22.
Keaton Bradley.
Keaton Bradley at the plate against a new pitcher for the Antelopes. Garcia. First pitch is a ball. Once again, Eric Garcia, number 25 for the Antelopes. Garcia, sophomore this year. Next pitch, swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Nobody's on base. Keaton Bradley batting 7th in the order. Cash Pastusik is on deck. Breaking ball catches the corner on the inside. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Garcia, full motion. Another inside corner call. Strikes out the batter for the 2nd out of the inning. 2-2 the score. We're top of the 6th. Got to play 7 innings in high school ball unless you got a 10 or 15-run lead, depending on what inning it is. Well, we're not going to see that today.
District play, you do go into extra innings. You got to have a winner.
All right, so once again on the mound for Domingo Soto, Eric Garcia facing his 2nd batter, Cash Pastusik.
Oh, breaking ball just broke a little bit too far outside.
So 1-0 the count. Daniel Paredes on deck. It's Garcia from the full motion and the pitch inside for a ball. 2-0 now the count. 2-0, 2 outs. Nobody's on. Jerry Lawrence, 2nd year as a head coach for the Bobcats, coaching at third base. It's going to be a ground ball foul, barely down the third baseline. So the first strike, so 2 balls and a strike.
Pastusik, he got on first base in the 2nd inning, and he struck out in the 4th.
Cash is sophomore this year, batting .280. Next pitch, breaking ball, a little high. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. So good eye by Cash there. I would have swung at it. Garcia, ground ball to third. Sabby scoops, throws a little high over the head of the first baseman. Carroll chases it down to keep the runner at first. All right.
That's the first error committed by the Bogold today.
And how many do the Bobcats have? Any? They got 2. Okay.
2.
So 3 errors in this game, so a pretty clean game. Therefore, it's probably why it's moving so quickly. Now that I say that, we'll probably play for another hour. Scores tied up at 2, like Russ pointed out. You can't tie in district play. Post has 2 ties on the season. That was all pre-district. From the stretch, Garcia comes home, high and outside.
Paredes at the plate.
The right fielder, number 20, bats left. Garcia checking the runner at first. Throw there. Oh, Daniel Carroll mishandles it. The runner stays put, though. Good news for the Antelopes. With 2 outs, got a runner at first. Paredes, let's see what his batting average is. Got a 167 batting average on the season. Gets on base about 30% of the time.
This is where you just need to settle in and get out of this top half of the inning. That way you can let your sticks get you a lead.
Foul tip. Makes count 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Runner at first is Cash Pastusik. Second pitcher for the Antelopes, Eric Garcia. On the mound from the stretch. Brings it home a little high. Makes it 2-1 now. From the stretch, Garcia outside. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Still a runner at first. Antelopes playing short in the field, in the outfield. Hoping for that easy pop fly.
Let's give him something to ground out to.
Nice pitch for the strike. Full count. Runner should be going. Just bring that ball home. Don't want to play any silly games right now. Pastusik barely a lead at first.
Balk.
It's going to advance the runner to second. Didn't see that myself.
And again, balks coming from the guy behind home plate is the one making those calls. That's where I need a rule book to figure out who can actually, whose call that is to make.
That may change with the number of umps you have as well. We have 2 today.
True.
Brings it home, high and outside, going to walk the batter. Good thing about that is that it makes it a force out at first, second, and third on this next batter, which is the top of the order, Ryan Gutierrez.
Yeah, and he's 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and lined out to shortstop back in the first.
All right, Gutierrez, the shortstop, number 6. Runners at first and second. He's got 2 outs on him. First pitch to him, down the middle for a called strike. Again, 2-2 the score. The go-ahead run is at second for the Bobcats. Next pitch from Garcia, breaking ball, a little high.
He didn't go.
So 1-1 to count. On deck, Skylar Pond. Gutierrez at the plate. With the 1-1 pitch, Garcia delivers in the dirt, gets behind the catcher. Runner from second goes to third, that's Cash. And run from first, now the eliminated force out is gone except for at first base. All right, so we got a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Runners advance on the
pass ball.
Pass ball. Getting past the catcher, Eric Rodriguez.
It bounced away from him. He should have blocked it.
Once again, it's Garcia, the second pitcher for the Antelopes on the mound. Throws another one. This one's in the dirt. Another pass ball. And runners stay put, so runners still at second and third. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Just need a couple strikes here and some good defense. Get you out of this inning. Ooh, we're going to walk the next batter. Loading the bases. The positive on that is there's a force out everywhere now. Right? Got to look at the positive.
Yeah. And we got a mound visit from Coach De Leon.
Coach De Leon in his second season. Talking to a sophomore pitcher, Eric Garcia, number 25 out there.
Well, errors are the story of this inning because if Sabby was just able to get it to first, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Sure. That would have been the third out.
And it's just like football. We talk about it all the time. Errors are the equivalent to turnovers. They just spiral out of control.
We got to come together here as Coach talked to his pitcher, Eric Garcia, ready to take the rubber. Facing Skylar Pond, number 11, playing third base today. He's got ducks on the pond, if you will. He's going to pop this one to center field. Looks like Hawkins is going to get under it. Oh, almost a collision out there. Woo, but Hawkins makes the catch. A sure Glovett Sr. out in center field does it for the Antelopes. And the Bobcats from Smyer leave 3 stranded on the pond, by pond. Sorry about the puns, but I'll take a break here. I'll be right back.
Post-Dispatch is proud to support all of our local high school sports. They're excited to bring you all the weekly scores and highlights of your favorite teams, as well as keeping you informed about everything going on in the community. Subscribe today. You can choose to have your newspaper mailed to your home or business, or subscribe online and get the news when it's convenient for you. They're proud to serve the community and proud to serve Garza County. The Post-Dispatch. Community news at the finest.
Fortitude back.
Streaming live from Norm Cash Field is Jim and Russ. And Russ has got the recap of the bottom of the 6th.
Yes.
Right?
Correct. Well, no runs on no hits. Smyer left 3 runners on base, but Bogle did commit 2 errors as we had a balk on Eric Garcia and then Sebastian Martinez on what would have been the out to retire the side, just loses control of the ball and throws it past Daniel Carroll. But Bogle defense was able to get out of a jam with the bases loaded and now force the bottom of the 6th. The Karsh Construction score remains tied at 2-2. We're going to see Eric Rodriguez and then Colton Hawkins and Daniel Carroll. So the 2-3-4 batters is Eric Rodriguez was in the middle of his lineup when Jackson got caught stealing. In the middle of his at-bat, so.
The Rooster comes to the plate, batting .250 on the season. Once again, he'll be followed by Colton Hawkins. Just made another good catch out in center field, almost a collision out there. Barris still on the mound. First pitch, strike 1. Rodriguez batting .250, on base percentage .400. Next pitch a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th inning, tie score at 2. Fastball called strike.
God, he's got good control on that fastball of his. Yeah, I don't think he's missed yet. You see what I'm trying to do here?
Yeah, the announcer's jinx. There you go, you're right.
This is there.
Colton Burris, a senior. His ERA is 8. Just 1 win and 3 losses this year. 46 strikeouts to come in. He's way over that now. Swing and a miss for another strikeout. What does he have so far? We can add that up real quick. All right, coming up, Colton Hawkins, number 9 for the Antelopes, batting in the 3rd slot.
11
strikeouts today for Burris. There's a swing and a miss by Hawkins. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Did you say 11?
He's got 11.
So he's got a total of 57 strikeouts on the season. 0-2 count. He's working on 58. Colton Hawkins at the plate. 0-2 pitch coming up with 1 out. Fouls it off. Stays alive.
That's one thing Smyer has done. They've hit the ball more than Post has. Post only has 1 hit. And Smyer's seeing the ball real well as that pitch is in for a ball.
Count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Tied score at 2. Colton Burris pitches. It'll be a short pop fly to center field. Underneath it with the catch is Tango Pasturik.
Well, now this brings up Daniel Carroll. He started things off. You know, he's been on base twice. Started the scoring for Post back in the 2nd, getting on base being E5. And then he got on base via a walk and advanced on to 3rd on an ill-advised throw from Burris. So let's see what he does here.
First pitch is a ball in the dirt. Daniel Carroll batting .478 on base, more than half the time. He's been on twice tonight. Trying to be the score-breaking run here. If he can get on base and come on home. High and inside for a ball, 2-0 the count. Junior. Ground ball to first. Easy catch. And the step out for the third and final out of the bottom of the 6th. That's the end of 6 here at Norm Cash Field, where it's all tied up at 2. Top of the 7th coming up. And that's where things can be decided. If not, we'll go into extra innings. We'll take a break and come right back.
We play the greatest country music ever recorded. Tune in anytime and anywhere to KSSL 107.3, 94.1, KSSLFM.com, and on our free mobile app. All your favorites are here.
Hi, I'm Alan Jackson.
Hi, this is Mark Chestnut.
Hi, I'm Clint Black.
We've got them all.
Hi, this is Ronnie Millsap.
Hi, this is Patty Loveless.
Hi, everybody, this is Garth Brooks. Hey, this is George Strait.
I've been listening to this radio station forever.
Proud supporters of high school sports. We are KSSL.
All right, Jim Plummer with Russ Morris live at Norm Cash Field on a beautiful, well, it's actually a spring day, but feels like summer once again. And Russ, let's take a look at what happened in the top of the 6th, or 7th rather, or bottom of the 6th. Antelopes.
And no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. As we get set to move on to the top of the 7th, coming up to bat is going to be Caleb Pierce, Austin Martinez, and Tango Pastusik, the 3, 4, and 5 hole hitters. As we're going to have a new pitcher. It's going to be Cameron Menchaca will step in to the mound.
Third pitcher for the Antelopes will be a left-hander. Cameron, number 11, started out in right field. So we'll have a change out there in right field, no doubt. Russ, if you can scope that out for us.
That looks like it's Edgar Salcedo. Okay. Yes, it is, out in right field.
So on the mound is Menchaca comes in from right field. Salcedo takes his place out in right. Third pitcher for the Antelopes. Okay, who'd you say is starting off for the Bobcats? Top of the 7th inning.
Okay, top of the 7th is going to be Caleb Pierce, followed by Austin Martinez and Tango Pastusik.
Okay, Cam Menchaca, a returning starter from last year, junior this year. As far as pitching, of ERA of 5.36, comes into this game with 18 strikeouts.
Final stat line for Eric Garcia, 22 pitches on 2/3 innings, no strikeouts, 2 walks, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no wild pitches, but 1 balk, which is 1 error.
And that was the difference maker in that inning.
Well, actually, the difference maker was the error committed by Sebastian Martinez, as he misses the put away to retire the side. Thus, it is what it is.
Caleb Pierce at the plate. First baseman drives it into left center over the shortstop's head. It's going to be a base hit and put the leadoff hitter on first base with the first pitch. All right, so we go to Austin Martinez, who's having a heck of a game, the catcher. Martinez, number 2. I do believe he is a senior this year, batting .409.
That was the 6th hit for Smyer today.
6 hits, 2 runs, throw to first, not in time to get the runner. Once again, it's Pierce at first, Martinez at the plate, on deck Tango Pastusik.
Double play would be big.
Take it, Russ.
Pick off attempt holds Pierce at first. Count's still 0-0. Here comes the 0-0 from Menchaca. Just inside, and I mean just misses the batter by inches for ball one. Counts now 1-0.
Thank you, Russ. Menchaca, the left-hander from the stretch, can see first base easily. Brings it home. A little bit inside for a ball. Menchaca checks first base. Goes there. Not in time. So 2-2 the score. We're the top of the seventh. 2-0 count to number 2, Austin Martinez. Brings it home. Past the catcher to the backstop. Can't find it. Runner takes second easily. So Pierce now at second. That's the go-ahead run for the Bobcats. Antelope still, if they give up a run or two here, they still have the bottom of the seventh to come back and make up.
Yeah, that ball, it bounced off of his leg guard where it just covers the knee.
Menchaca brings it home. Called strike on the corner. Martinez double checking with the umpire. As Russ said, he's been very consistent all game calling that strike. Pop fly, possibly fair. It's going to land just past first base in right field for a base hit. The runner advances to third. So runners at the corners, first and third, with no outs. Bring to the plate now is Tango Pastusic.
I don't know if Daniel lost it in the sun or if somebody called him off, but he was in position to make that play.
Yeah, probably a tough one in the sun, no doubt.
So now this brings up Tango Pastusic. Runners on the corners now.
Brings the pitch home. Runner goes to second. Pop flies. He'll have to head back to first. Almost another collision on the field for the Antelopes, but a catch by Menchaca, the pitcher, to get the batter out. And the runner at first was almost to second. In that situation, probably the third baseman should have got that. It would have had an easier throw because the pitcher, with being a left-hander, he would have turned his body to make that throw.
Well, Cam, he's like, well, if nobody else can do it, I got to do it myself. That's the mentality he took there.
And Coach is going to talk to him about that and probably some other things coming up. I think exactly what he's saying, because it's easier for a right-hander to make that catch and to throw to first for the DP. That's double play for those who don't know. Not Dr. Pepper.
Well, I think that's what he's talking to him about now, because you got the runner on first. If you can get him to ground out into a double play, that retires the side and that prevents the runner from scoring. So, and it gives you a chance to walk it off at the bottom of the seventh, but you gotta get a pitch to do that, because so far Smyer has put everything in the outfield today.
All right, so you got runners at first and second. We got one out.
First and third.
First and third. Runner goes from first. Pop fly, this one to right field. Right center, it's lost in the sun. Colton Hawkins scoops it up. Runner comes home for the lead. That is Pierce coming in from third for a 3-2 lead for the Bobcats now. In the top of the seventh. Was that Pastusic got that hit?
No, that was Burris.
Burris gets a base hit, knocks in a run to take the lead for the pitcher. Helping himself out. Runners at first and second. At the plate now is Bradley. Gets hit by the pitch, going to load the bases. Antelope's kind of collapsing right now. Need to regroup.
Yeah, everything went from bad to worse.
Well, you got to stop it here. You can still get out of this inning. Was getting a force out everywhere. Now, a double play is easier now than it would be on a hard grounder to short right now. Called strike on the first pitch to number 19.
Cash Pastusic.
Cash, the younger brother of Tango. Ground ball to second. There's your DP play. There's one. Throw to first is way off. Not sure what happened, but a run scores in the meantime. From third base, that was Martinez getting in.
Reaches on a fielder's choice.
All right. Take it, Rush.
So now this brings up right fielder Daniel Paredes. He takes the first pitch for a strike.
All right, got the score right on the scoreboard. We are at the top of the 7th. 2 runs scored so far by the Bobcats, taking a 4-2 lead. Called strike number 20. It's be no balls and 2 strikes.
Going back to that double play attempt, Jim. Jags just couldn't get a solid handle on that ball. I don't think it would have been a double play anyway.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 in the 3rd out of the inning. But after a little bit of damage brought on by the Bobcats against the Antelopes, scoring 2 and taking a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Antelopes to get back in this game, either tie it or win it. And that's coming up next here on Post Sports Radio.
We play the greatest country music ever recorded. Tune in anytime and anywhere to KSSL 107.3, 94.1, KSSLFM.com, and on our free mobile app. All your favorites are here.
Hi, I'm Alan Jackson.
Hi, this is Mark Chestnut.
Hi, I'm Clint Black.
We've got them all.
Hi, this is Ronnie Millsap.
Hi, this is Patty Loveless.
Hi, everybody, this is Garth Brooks. Hey, this is George Strait.
I've been listening to this radio station forever.
Proud supporters of high school sports. We are KSSL.
That error by...
All right, Jim Plummer here with Russ Moore, streaming live from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park in Post, Texas, where the Bobcats from Smyer take a 4-2 lead in the top of the 7th. Russ, what else happened in that inning?
Well, just 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Cameron Chalk was able to get the final strikeout the 3rd inning, but you gave up a hit by pitch and 3 singles to drive in 3 runs. Drive in 2 runs, making your Carson Construction score 4-2 in favor of the Bobcats. As now you have to score 3 runs to win, 2 runs to send this game into extras.
Thank you, Russ. Hey, great news happened here at David Nichols Park where the Lady Lopes took on Seagraves and beat them in 3 innings rather. Actually, it'd be 2.5, wouldn't it? 17-1, and Post maintains a undefeated district record at 4-0, taking that record to Sundown on Saturday, which Russ and I plan on being there to bring you that game. So please join us. We start the pregame about 10:45. First pitch should be at 11 o'clock. Right here's the Bold Gold Antelopes. It's been a tie game up until the top of the 7th for a long time. And Post has got to, like Russ just said, you got to score 2 to keep this game moving, 3 to win.
This is Cameron Menchaca at the plate. Takes the first one for a strike.
Stuck that bat out there a little bit too far. Domingo Soto was on deck, but he won't be coming up to the plate. Menchaca now 1-1 with the count. Edgar Saucedo is on deck for the Antelopes. Swing and a miss by Menchaca. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th, Post down by 2, and the first batter strikes out. No? Okay.
Foul tip.
Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Chaka choking up on the bat. High and inside for a ball. 2-2 the count.
Just need to get on base. That's how this has to start.
And Chaka bats .548. He's going to foul this one off. Back to the net. Well, actually into the bleachers. All right, so Menchaca back in the box with a 2-2 count. Burris still on the mound. This one's going to be popped into right field. It's going to be foul. It was in play, but not caught. First baseman Caleb Pierce tried to get to it, not in time. Two balls, two strikes, no outs. First batter at the bottom of the seventh for the Antelopes. Breaking ball fouled off back at us.
It's a good way to frustrate a pitcher, staying alive like this.
Burris is around 100 pitches for the game. Has had a really good game on the mound. Next pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. So 1 up, 1 down on the full count pitch. Got number 4 coming up.
Edgar Salcedo.
Edgar, a senior this year, batting. He hadn't played that much. He's batting .800. Right-handed batter, high pitch for a ball.
This is a good take.
1-0 the count with 1 out. Nobody on. Post needs 2 runs. Outside corner called strike, even in the count at 1. Looks like the Bold Gold will be playing a JV game after this. So next pitch was a ball. 2-1 now the count with 1 out. High and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Just got to get on. You're right there.
Got to get on the score. Need one here. Edgar Salcedo coming in off the bench today. Fouls this one off. Makes the count full at 3-2. Breaking ball catches him looking for the strikeout. Second out of the inning. So the Bobcats just 1 out away from winning this district game. Post still needs to put up 2 runs to tie it up. And we go to number 1 on the roster is the 7th slot hitter, Daniel Young. After Young is Jax Perez. He's on deck. Jax, he had a RBI earlier in the game.
Yeah, he had a 2 RBI single. 2 RBI double.
Ooh, Young almost got hit but didn't. So first pitch, ball.
Daniel grounded out to third in the second, and he struck out back in the fourth.
He's going to pop this one into center field. Damn. It's catchable, but it lands for a single. Daniel Young does his job and gets on base. 2 outs. Runner at first. Post needs 2 runs to tie this game to push it into extra innings. 3 to win. Jax Perez at the plate now. He's batting in the 8th slot. The sophomore shortstop batting .300. The pitcher has 103 pitches, according to the official score down the table from us. And that happens to be Colton Burris having a good game for the Bobcats. Jax Perez at the plate. From the stretch is Burris. Runner at first is Young. For the Antelopes, first pitch, a ball. 1-0 the count. 2 outs. Runner at first. The tying run is at the plate. Low for ball 2.
Going deep.
2-0 the count. With a runner at first, 2 outs. High and inside, 3-0 now the count.
See, he's kind of tired now, Jim. He's losing control on that fastball.
Over 100 pitches, what did they just say?
He's got 105 now, I think.
Next pitch, high for a ball. So 2 runners on. So the tying run now at first base with 1 out, or 2 outs rather. Coming to play now, Savvy Martinez.
He got on with a walk back in the 5th. And then there's going to be a mound visit.
Looks like Colton Burris may be coming out. He doesn't want to from the look on his face. And head coach.
Ooh, okay, we got a pitching change with 1 out remaining.
So Colton Burris is going to take first base after throwing for 6 2/3 innings?
Yes.
And taking his place will be the first baseman, Caleb Pierce. So they're just swapping positions, it looks like. So you all take a quick timeout here, and we'll come back and talk some more baseball. We're Post trying to get back in this game, down by 2 runs with 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, 2 runners on, and we'll see what happens.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple. It's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Well, Colton Burris for the Bobcats of Smyer almost finished the game, but he's being replaced by Caleb Pierce on the mound. How did Colton Burris finish up, Russ?
107 pitches, 6 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits, 2 runs. I don't believe those runs were earned. But either way, an impressive performance. And now this brings up Caleb Pierce.
Pierce, number 13, comes over from first base. And Colton Burris takes his place at first from the mound. Post with 2 runners on. Got Daniel Young at second. Jax Perez on first. 2 outs. The batter is Savvy Martinez. First pitch to him. Swing, tip, and caught by the catcher. Strike 1. So 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Pierce from the stretch with runners at first and second. Tying run is at first. High and inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Next pitch, fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs and 2 runners on. Isaiah Moreno is on deck, by the way. Pierce on the mound, facing his first batter here in the bottom of the 7th.
Shaking off so many pitches.
Brings it home. Swing and a miss. Party's over. Smyer Bobcats win, scoring 2 in the 7th inning to take the lead 4-2. And that's your final Carson Construction lead here at Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park. We'll do the wrap-up show in just a moment here on Post Sports Radio, home of the Bold Gold. Back in a moment.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple, it's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
The community of Post continues to be committed to the Post Antelopes, just as Happy State Bank is committed to our customers. Perseverance, commitment, and resilience are key ingredients for success both on and off the field of play. Whether you are cheering on the Post Antelopes, starting a new business, or planning for the future, Happy State Bank is here for all your life's moments. Let us be your partner at Happy State Bank. Visit us in person or at happybank.com.
Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome to Post Antelope Baseball, a Post Sports Radio presentation live and free on YouTube. This broadcast is made possible by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County, the Post Baseball Academy, and the Post Little League, KSSL Radio, playing the greatest country music ever recorded. Happy State Bank, a division of Centennial Bank, member FDIC. Post Family Dentistry, small town values, state-of-the-art care. The Garcia family, supporting the Antelopes and the Ladylopes. Carson Construction, a contractor who does every part of the job. The Antelope Wash and Dry, make your laundromat experience a home run. Post Family Cleaners, dry cleaning, laundry, and alterations. Post Area Chamber of Commerce, serving Post in all of Garza County. Sophisticut Salon of Post, your hometown full-service hair and nail salon. And now here's the Judge Lee and Marcia Norman pregame show on Post Sports Radio.
Absolutely, the wrap-up show here on Post Sports Radio.
Sorry,
Russ.
Sorry.
Anyway, Post suffers a loss on their home field. Now they are 0-5 in district play, where the Bobcats get their first district win, now with a 1-4 record. Anyway, all the big stuff happened in the seventh inning. We'll review that in just a little bit. The Post giving up 2 runs in the top of the seventh to lose this game 4-2, the final Carson Construction score. All right, Jim here with Russ, and let's take a look at how'd the scoring go by inning.
Well, taking a look, let's go for Smyer. Smyer scored 1 run in the first, and then 1 run in the fifth, and then 2 runs in the seventh. Post scored 2 runs in the second, and that's it. Now, the biggest thing for Smyer, those half innings, they had 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, none in the sixth, but 3 in the seventh. And
killer.
Well, that helped, but there's one big thing that turned the game on its head, and it was an unforced error committed by the Bull Gold in the 6th inning, which we didn't realize it at the time, but if that error is not committed, who knows what happens with the outcome of this game.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Let's review what the pitchers did for the Bobcats. Of course, we only saw 2, and 1 did all the work, most of it.
Yeah, we only saw 2. The winning pitcher of the day is number 18, Colton Burris. He gets the win on 107 pitches through 6 2/3 innings, pitching 13 strikeouts. Whew. 2 walks, 2 hits, 2 runs. Don't know if any of those are earned. And then Caleb Pierce, with a bold choice from Coach Lawrence to take Burris out with 1 out remaining in the bottom of the 7th to throw Pierce in for the save.
And we noticed Burris was not real happy about it, but I'm sure he is now.
No, because I'm sure Burris was standing on first as soon as we give up a single and a walk. I'm sure he was looking at Coach Lawrence saying, see, if you would have kept me in, this wouldn't have happened. We'd have been done by now. But either way, Pierce gets the lone strikeout for him to get the save in 1/3 innings pitched.
Okay, let's take a look at the Bull Gold Antelope pitchers, how they did today.
I don't have full stats on Cameron Menchaca. I'll get to
you want to take a break and
we'll
we'll
come
come back and do
here
that?
Yeah, we can.
Let's take a break. Once again, the final score from Norm Cash Field at David Nichols Park in Post, Texas. Smyer wins 4-2 in 7 innings. The rest of the wrap-up show coming up next on Post Sports Radio, home of the Bold Gold. And this show is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Post-Dispatch is proud to support all of our local high school sports. They're excited to bring you all the weekly scores and highlights of your favorite teams, as well as keeping you informed about everything going on in the community. Subscribe today. You can choose to have your newspaper mailed to your home or business, or subscribe online and get the news when it's convenient for you. They're proud to serve the community and proud to serve Garza County. The Post-Dispatch. Community news at the finest.
The Rotary Club of Post has embarked on a new fundraising campaign that can help you show your patriotism while the club accomplishes its missions. The Post Rotary Club takes pride in the community, and what a better way to show that than with the Parade of Flags program. For a $50 annual fee, we will place an American flag in your front yard or place of business on 5 holidays and pick it up afterwards. By joining, you'll be showing your patriotism during the Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, and Veterans Day holidays. Funds from the program will support youth scholarships and programs in the Post-Garza County community. Get the Parade of Flags registration form on the Post Texas Rotary Club Facebook page, or send a request for a form by email to rotaryclubofposttexas@gmail.com. Show the nation's colors and your patriotism and join the Parade of Flags, a fundraising effort of the Rotary Club of Post.
Antelope Wash and Dry, where laundry is a slam dunk. At Antelope Wash and Dry, laundry is simple, it's clean and convenient. The laundromat is at 301 South Broadway in Post, and it's open daily from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. The washers hold up to 60 pounds and the dryers up to 75. Antelope Wash and Dry is super clean, locally owned, and it features a kids' play area. Security cameras are on for your protection. Laundry is a slam dunk at Antelope Wash and Dry, 301 South Broadway, Post, Texas.
Doing the wrap-up show from Norm Cash Field, where the Antelopes fall to Smyer 4-2 in 7 innings. And let's take a look at how the Post Bold Gold Antelope pitchers did today, Russ.
Well, the pitchers for Post.
I'm sorry, were you looking at something else? Go with what you had.
No, I just saw something that I needed to change. Anyway, the pitchers for Post, Domingo Soto, he gets the loss in a valiant effort, to say the least. 96 pitches through 5 1/3 innings, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, 5 hits, 2 runs. Eric Garcia would come in relief. He pitches 2/3 innings on 22 pitches, 0 strikeouts, 0 walks, no hits, no runs, no earned runs. And Cameron Menchaca comes in to try to close out the game, and he gets through the 7th with 13 pitches, 1 strikeout on 3 hits, but 2 runs were committed. Now, here's the stat that I was talking about that blew the game on its head. Sebastian Martinez had what looked like was going to be a routine ground ball to retire the side in the bottom of the 6th. And he just gets overexcited and just misses Daniel Carroll on first. And that extended the inning. And Smyer would go ahead and take the lead off of that error. Now, if that error is not committed, either we could still be playing right now or the game would have already been over. But we didn't realize it at the time. But that's the stat that changed the game.
Yeah. All right, Russ. Thank you very much. Once again, final. It's Clark's Construction score 4-2. Smyer beats Post. Post drops to 0-5 in district. Smyer improves to 1-4. And you see how those guys will be battling for a 4th place spot later in the district season. Got to be the top 4 to make the playoffs, right? Correct. All right. Hey, real quick, let's talk about our next game. Our Lady Lopes played at the same time. They were victorious, 17-1 against Seagraves. And they just played down the field here. But this Saturday, they're going to take on the defending state champs, tied for 1st place with the Sundown Ruffettes. And Russ and I will go there. And our pregame will start about 10:45, first pitch about 11, so please join us for that. Right now, Russ, we got to come out with the Wash and Dry, Antelope Wash and Dry players of the game. What do you think?
I got to go Domingo Soto and Jax Perez. That is who I'm going with. I'm going Domingo Soto. Yes, he gets the loss on the mound, but he pitched 96. He threw 96 pitches through 5 and a third innings pitched. He basically matched what Burris was able to do on the mound. Only problem is you give up more. Yes, he gave up more hits and walked 3 more batters, but he's not the one that committed those errors.
Okay.
So, and then I'll go Jax Perez in the batter's box, as we needed it at the time, and he hits a 2 RBI double out into center field to give us a 2-1 lead in the second. So those are the Antelope Wash and Dry players of the game.
Who are they again? Jackson who?
Jax Perez and Domingo Soto.
All right, thank you, Russ. Final score once again from Norm Cash Field: Smyer 4, Post 2. We'll be back with the Lady Lopes softball on Saturday, 10:45. Join us from sundown. And we'll be right here on the Post Sports Radio's YouTube page. So y'all have a great week. Be good. Stay cool. And we'll see you on Saturday. Russ?
Keep hope alive, everybody.
Are you looking for a contractor who does every part of the job? Then give Carson Construction a call at 806-626-3811. Greg Carson and his crew do new construction, remodeling, demolition, and concrete work from the planning stage to the project completion. Also, if you are doing a DIY project, you can rent a roll-off dumpster. Carson drops it off and picks it up. Plan now for your next project and call the guys who build a lasting relationship with each customer. Carson Construction. Find them on Facebook or call 806-626-3811.
This message is sponsored by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman.
Texas 4-H is a club for kids and teenagers ages 5 to 18, and it's big. It's the largest youth development program in Texas. 4-H is for kids with animals and so much more, like shooting sports, food science, healthy living, fashion, and photography. Contact the Garza County Extension Office to sign up by calling 806-495-4400 or visit 4honline.com.
This is brought to you by Judge Lee and Marcia Norman, supporting what's good for Post and Garza County.
Take a break and let Post Family Cleaners take care of the laundry. Family Cleaners is Post hometown laundry and dry cleaners on West Main Street in Post. Whether it's dry cleaning, wash and starching, laundry service, or alterations, Post Family Cleaners has you covered. Let Post Family Cleaners make your life a bit easier. Go by 111 West Main Street or call 806-495-0777 to get details. That's 806-495-0777. Post Family Cleaners, your hometown laundry and dry cleaners on West Main and Post.
All broadcasts in all and any media form provided by PostSportsRadio.com are the sole property of Post Sports Enterprises with the permission of the Post Independent School District. Any retransmission of any of these broadcasts, whether partial or in its entirety, for commercial or personal use without express written consent of the Post Sports Enterprises and Post ISD is strictly prohibited. Any violations of these broadcast rights will be strictly enforced and upheld as allowed by local, state, and federal statutes, ordinances, and laws. We hope you enjoyed this post-high school event exclusively on PostSportsRadio.com.